everybody. Today I thought I would try a chapter, and this time it is going to be Owl Crate Edition. So one of these, I got 5 of them, and one of them is the one that actually didn't come in a box. They were just having an Owl Crate, you know how they have like pastels, and they have like the books, old books that they still have some left of. So the first one comes from that, and the other 4 actually came in a box. So the Glass Bear is the one that I got, through their past sale. I didn't actually get it in there like a subscription box. And all I know is it's about this girl that her touch turns them to, is it gemstones or something like that? Can't even read it in here. Yeah, something about, yeah, her touch turns people into, gemstones. So that's what that one's about. I don't know why this, is that better or is that still bad? I don't know. So that's one of the books. I'm sorry if I'm a little, I'm not feeling 100%, so yeah. But I'm trying to unhaul some of these book box ones. So Owl Crate's the only one that I remember like exactly all the books I got through them, so it's a little bit easier to do Owl Crate. So the other ones are going to be like, besides like if it's a book of the month, the other ones when I do those will be like books that I'm not sure, but I know they came from a past box. From other boxes, but I'm not sure which boxes. So that's how we're going to do this. But today it's going to be all Owl Crate. The next one is My Plain Jane by Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I'm not sure what this one's exactly about. I think she can see ghosts or something like that. Yeah, something about writing her Jane story of Charlotte's. It says, yes, she's at Charlotte, and she's determined to capture her friend Jane's story, even if it means worming her way into the most epic ghost hunt this side of Wuthering Heights. So. And then we got Mirage by Samoa Dawn or June or something like that. I'm not sure. I know I'm totally butchering that name. I'm not exactly sure what this is about. I think this is the one where she gets like kidnapped and she looks like the queen or something like that. So she's supposed to take her place, or the princess or somebody. I don't know if it's queen, princess, but somebody. So she's kidnapped and she's got to take that person's place. So this is the one I'm really worried about. Gilded Wolves by Roshana, how do you say her name? Sharowski? I don't know how you say it. I know I tried this book before, but I don't. That's why I'm nervous about this one, because I remember trying it before, but I don't remember even what happened in the, I think I read like 50 pages, and I don't even remember how it started, what happened in those 50 whatever pages I read. So that's why I put this in there, for I can read it again and see. And I'm not exactly sure what that one's about. I know when it came out, people were saying it's supposed to be like Six of Crows type of book. But I'm really worried. Like Holly Hart's Books just did a try a chapter of different books, and the Gilded Wolves were in that one. And other people's has talked about it. I know Books with Chloe and Common Spence, their book club pick was that one, and hardly anybody liked it in that one. So yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. That's the one I'm the most worried about. And then we got Amber and Dusk. I'm not exactly sure. I think she gets she thinks that she's being sent to the palace or whatever, for a good reason, basically, but it's really something else, I think. I'm not exactly sure. It says, Sylvia has always known she deserved more out in the permanent twilight of the Dusklands. The Sisters of the Scorn taught her that her legacy, her power to create illusions, was a curse, but Sylvia knows it entitles her to a place in Cora d'Or, something like that. The plains of the Amber Empress and her high-born legacies. And so Sylvia sets out towards the Amber City, a glittering jewel under a sun that never sets, to take what is hers. But her hope for a better life at court is quickly dimmed. The Empress, Severin, something like that, invites her in only as part of a cruel rager among her beautiful and powerful courtiers. So, and it says something about she has to assume a different name. Whatever. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, so those are the 5. I think I'm going to start with Amber and Dusk. And then I'll read a little bit and then I'll let you know. But we will start with the first. Okay. But anyways, I'll be back in a minute. So I haven't started yet, but I thought I would read you the first, page or 2, just so you guys can get a feel of what it says. So I'll read 1 or 2 pages. It says, the sun had not set on the Amber Empire for 1,000 tides, but that didn't mean my world knew nothing of darkness or violence. The sky-clad platoon bore down on the convoy beneath a sky sparkled with blood and charcoal. Bright metal armor glinted red in the twilight. Hoofbeats on packed earth echoed the drum of my heart against my ribs. I reached for the amulet at my neck, lit in the humility of its skin. Warm plains calmed my twisting nerves. I wasn't the only one who was afraid. Voices of laborers and free travelers rose in panic as the soldats, that's what it says, soldats, S-O-L-D-A-T-S, approached. I don't know if that's supposed to be soldiers, maybe? I don't know. What is soldat? I don't know. I'll look it up and see. Anyways, it says, women drew tight the curtain of their wagon. Men shout for children skirling among the mess of tents and cook fires and fiery dreads. Livestock brayed and squawked. Only Madame Rina was still. She stood in front of the biggest transport with feet planted wide and dark braids dancing in the hot breeze. She didn't flinch as the platoon drew close enough to see the wild eyes of the mounts and the silvery drastic armor protecting the bodies of the soldiers. Luca, L-U-C-A. I called, although I couldn't drag my eyes away from the approaching platoon. Lucia, where are you? Here's Sylvia. The gentle touch on my shoulder reassured me, but when I turned toward my friend, his normal laughing face was tense and serious. His hazel eyes darted, barely registering his mother's stalwart figure at the front of the camp. Where's Vish? Have you seen my brother? Okay, I'll be back after I finish this chapter and let you know what I think. So I read the first chapter. It definitely intrigued me enough that I want to keep this one. I don't know if I remember telling you, but whatever I don't think is going to interest, that don't catch my attention, I am going to get rid of. So yes. So yeah, so she has some kind of powers apparently, the main girl, because these people were coming and they're trying to find people that, that they don't like, basically, people that they don't think deserves to be there or whatever. I forget what they're called. What is it called? Refuges. Like refugee people that they refuge or something. They're looking for that, and they were about to attack, or they started to attack the people that were looking for them. Were starting to go through everybody and try to find them. And the girl, she did something to make it look like she was someone important, basically. So that's what happened for the first part. So that's the first one. So this one is going to be kept. So we'll put it here. Okay, next we're gonna do My Plain Jane. And yeah, I'll read you the beginning of that as well. It says, prologue. You may think you know the story, or heard that one, have you? Well, we say again, you may think you know the story. By all accounts, it's a good one. A penniless orphan young woman becomes a governess in a wealthy household, catches the eye of the rich and stern master, and fall deeply in love. It's all very passionate and swarmworthy. But before they can be married, a terrible treachery is revealed. Then there's fire and despair, some aimless wandering starvation, a little bit of gaslighting. But in the end, the romance works out. The girl, Mrs. Earl, how do you say her last name? Gets the guy, Mr. Rochester. They live happily ever after, which means everybody's happy, right? No. We have a different tale to tell, don't we always? And what we're about to reveal is more than a simple reimagining of one of the lieutenant's most beloved literature's most belovable novels. This version, dear reader, is true. There really was a girl, 2 girls actually, that were inside a terrible treachery and treachery, how do you say that word, and great fire. But throughout pretty much everything else you know about the story, this isn't going to be like any classic romance you've ever read. And then I'll read you one more little thing. It all started, if we're going to go way back, in 1788 with King George III. The king had always been able to see ghosts. No big deal, really. He didn't find them frightening in the least. Sometimes he even had amusing conversations with a long deceased courtier and unfairly beheaded queens who were floating about the palace grounds. And I'll be back once I finish it to let you know what I think for the Bible. So I'm back. I'm not sure about this one. Kind of interested me, but yet it's kind of not interesting, hooking me in. This one, I would say my excitement would be a 5 out of 10. Why the other one with Amber and Dust was like a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. So yeah. What do you guys? So help me with this one. What do you guys think I should do? But I'll tell you what it's about. So apparently this person, Mr. Brocklehurst, something like that, was murdered. And Charlotte, one of the main characters, thinks that Jane, Earl, is the one that killed him. And basically she's writing a story about it. Yeah. So that's basically really what happened. So, I don't know. Have any of you guys read this, and what were your take on it? I'm thinking about giving it a chance. Maybe I'll try reading it for Halloween. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think for this one. For right now, this is on the maybe keep pile or maybe get rid of pile. We will decide. I'm not sure. So, for right now, we'll put it back on my shelf. Okay, let's get the Gilded Wolves over with next, okay? We're going to read the 4 that I actually got through the box, from the boxes first, like, you know, the whole box. And then we'll do the one that I just bought the book and I didn't get the goodies. Okay? So let's do the Gilded Wolves, which I'm worried about. And I know this, because Holly was saying it starts out like really, like with just 1 page or something like that, or something like that. So this one I might read a couple of pages. So there's a prologue, like just a couple pages in the prologue, and then part 1 is 1 page. And then we got Saravan, which goes to page 14. So I'll read up until page 14. But let's do like the other ones, and I'll read you the beginning. I still got my my author's note. Okay, it says the Marit, how do you say that word, of House Core was running late for a dinner. In the normal course of things, she did not care for punctuality. Punctuality, with its unseemly whiff of eagerness, was for peasants, and she was neither a peasant nor eager to endure a meal with a Mongol air of house nicks. "What is taking my carriage so long?" she yelled down the hall. If she arrived too late, she would invite rumors, which were a great deal more pesky and unseemly than punctuality. She flickered an invisible speck of dust on her new dress. Her silk gown had been designed by the courtiers of Rendes and Sacy in the first arrondissement, something like that, Palace Von Ma, something like that. Taffet lilies bobbed in the blue silk stream of her hemline. Across the gown's low bustle and long tulle train, miniature fields of buttercups and ivy uncurled in the candlelight. The forging work had been seamless, as well as it should be, given the steep price. All right, I'll be back when I'm done and let you know what I think. Hi, everybody. It's been a while since I updated you because, yeah, life gets in the way. But I didn't read the whole chapter 2. I just read a little bit of it. But from what I read so far, I really like. So I think I'm going to give it a chance, which is weird because this was the one I was the most worried about out of the 5 that I wanted to talk about. This one actually is probably, I'm trying to think, like a 6 out of 10, like in my anticipation of it. Not as much as, what was the first one I did? I got all my stuff in the way, so I can't remember what the first one was that I did. But the first one that I did, Amber and Dusk. Like Amber and Dusk was like 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10, somewhere around there. And this one's like a 6 out of 10 for what I'm interested in. So yeah, I think I will keep it for right now. So that's awesome. So that's the third one. Okay, the next, I put them down here, so we get to the next one. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, the next one we're going to do is Mirage. Like the last time, I'll read a tiny bit to you guys before I turn the camera off and read some. It says, this is the prologue. He is only one of the family without the Dane, D-A-A-N, yeah. They say this makes him ideal. No traditional markings on his face to identify him should he die. No way to trace him back to his family. He is young, not yet 15, too young for the Dane ceremony. This is what she says to him when she comes to choose him. That he is young, and that he is skilled, and that he is steady. This, she says, is all that matters. He does not feel young. He feels hungry, the sort of hungry that gnaws at him day and night until it's so much his companion, he does not know how to live without it. He feels hard because he knows how to take a beating, how to fall just so when a guard hits him with the baton, how do you say that word? He feels angry, so angry, the sort of anger that does not fuel. He is invisible in a sea of invisible faces. Well, that's only 3 pages, and then I got all these in here still from last time. The first chapter goes up to page 14, so I might read the whole first chapter. We'll see. But I'll be back as soon as I have some idea of what I think about it. So I'm not sure about this one either, because one chapter really isn't enough to decide. Like the beginning, when, the prologue, or whatever you're going to call it. Yeah, the prologue was really interesting, So I like the prologue because I don't know like what happened exactly, like how it ended, but then it went to a different part. It didn't go back to that scene in the prologue, so I don't know what happened. And the first part, the first chapter is just her talking to her mother at first, and then talking to her brother. And apparently she likes to write poetry, and she likes poetry books. It's basically all we learned in this book, in this first part, or first chapter, so I'm not sure. So this one might go bye-bye unless you guys let me know what you thought about it, if you think I should keep it, give it a chance, or should I get rid of it? Which one? So far, the Gilded Wolves, what did I say it was called? Amber and Dusk I'm keeping for sure. And my Lady Jane, or whatever it is. My Plain Jane, and this one, it depends on what you guys think I should do. And now we're down to the last one, which is the Glass Spare, if I can get it. Sorry, I'm on the way. The Glass Spare. And I'll read like I did with the other ones. And it's a prologue as well. It says, on the morning Will was born, the queen ordered the sheets be hung across every window of the castle. It was an old superstition from her wandering upbringing to keep fragile spirits from being lured off by the beautiful song of death. It was a song that only the queen could hear, calling sweetly in the rustle of the October leaves, for it had come to take her away as well. In her effort to save her daughter, the queen had given the king 3 sons, and it was against the advisement of the king's finest doctor that she has a fourth child at all. A fourth child at all. The queen knew this child would kill her. Will came out bloody and white, with purple veins marble her cheeks, and no promise that she would live. She didn't cry as her brothers had, but the most peculiar thing about her was the birthmark that laid between the spread of her ribs. It was a clean white line, as though someone had cut her open, torn out her heart, and returned it. The king had always been fearless, but he feared her. When his sons were born, they were perfect dolls for boys. But in this child's eye, he saw something very much unlike his other children, something that did not belong to this world at all. Will would be the last spare. 4 days after her birth, both mother and child laid in the shadow of sheets that hung over the windows, curled up small together in the weft of blankets, damp by sweat. But they did not die, despite what the doctors had murmured. On many nights in Will's childhood, the queen would hold her and rock her to sleep, and she would whisper, "Death itself is no match for you. The day you were born, it shrunk away in fear." And I'm going to read chapter 1, and I'll be back. And I am back. Out of the ones I read, this one is definitely the one I'm most excited about. Very interesting. She almost got attacked, and I don't think she turned him to Jim. I just know he was unconscious, but I'm not sure if this is the guy that she turned to Stone or Jim, and I just don't know. But it was interesting because he was trying to attack her and stuff. And yeah, she got away, so it was very interesting. So this one had the most action in just one chapter, if I should say, or the most build up for that first chapter. So yeah, this one I would say is a 9 out of 10. So I would say I would keep this one. Not sure about Mirage. Let me know what you guys think about Mirage. I would definitely keep the Gilded Wolves. Definitely. The other ones I got over here, I'm not going to grab them. I would definitely keep Amber and Dusk, and my plain Jane. That's the one that I really think I'm going to get rid of, unless you guys tell me differently, because that was like the most boring of the ones, and the one that just wasn't giving me much of a thrill, I guess you could say. But this, the Glass Spear, the Gilded Wolves, and Amber and Dusk, I'm definitely keeping. The other two, I want your guys' opinion on. Should I give them both another chance? Should I read at least a couple more chapters in my Plain Jane before I decide? Or should I read a couple more chapters in Mirage before I decide? What do you guys think I should do with those two? Let me know. But these two and Amber and Dusk, I'm definitely gonna keep for right now. They're gonna stay on my TBR. I'm hoping to get to them sometime this year, but I don't know when for sure. But yes, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want me to do more tags with my books, like Book of the Month ones. Like not tags, but you know what I mean. Do more of these, more of these tag video or read a chapter videos. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Book edition, of course. You know what I mean, book box editions. But yeah, I love you guys. If you guys like this video, remember thumbs up. Also, if you guys read any of the ones I want to keep, and you guys don't think I should keep them, let me know too. Maybe I'll take that into consideration too. But yes, I'm going to let you guys go. Like I said, if you like this video, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please think about subscribing. Remember to hit that bell icon so you can see more of these videos when I post them for you guys. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye for now.